If anyone has lived an interesting, complicated, and sometimes depressing life, well, it's certainly Elvis Presley. Whether he was acting in films or tearing it up on stage, there never was a dull moment for the king of rock and roll. What's going on YouTube? My name is Michael McCrudden and welcome back to the most amazing top 5. Sit back, subscribe, and let me entertain you. Before we begin, I want to hear from you guys. What is your favorite Elvis Presley song? For me, it's In the Ghetto and His Mama Cried. But I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Also, I think I've put on a little bit of weight. Right now, I'm kind of feeling like Fat Elvis. Anyway, let's get into this video. We're talking about the top 5 fascinating facts about Elvis Presley. First up in the number 5 spot, we have his favorite food. Although Elvis had a net worth of $300 million, he passed on the caviar and fancy steaks for his favorite dish, a sandwich made with peanut butter and bananas. Oh, and bacon. He even threw on some honey when he was feeling extra adventurous, and you thought chocolate-covered bacon was bad. Moving on to the number 4 spot, Elvis earned for himself a black belt in karate. Elvis began training in the martial arts back in 1958 and earned his first degree black belt in 1960. Yeah, only took him 2 years. Where did he learn all this? Well, it was at a local Memphis dojo. His skills even came in handy during one of his performances at the Las Vegas Hilton, where 3 men jumped the stage and rushed towards Elvis. Seriously, why spend the money on security when you could do it yourself and spend all that money on bacon? Moving on to the number 3 spot, Elvis was a man of the army. The king served in the US Army between 1958 and 1960, right around the peak of his fame. Around the same time, he was also learning how to do karate. Yeah, the man kept busy. He even refused to serve in the special services, opting to serve as a regular soldier. No special treatment for this guy. Enlisting in the army actually did a lot of positive stuff for Elvis's image, because prior to that, well, he was seen as too sexually charged and a wild child to conservative Americans. Now those people, I wonder what they're thinking today when you got Nicki Minaj bending over and doing all her crazy stuff. They better put her in the army, or just nuke her. I don't know. Moving on to the number 2 spot, we have Elvis's Gospel Quartet Audition. In 1954, Elvis auditioned to be the singer for an amateur Christian gospel quartet called the Songfellows. This all took place approximately 2 years before Elvis's big break, and guess what? Those guys, they turned him down. I'm sure they really regretted that decision. This kind of reminds me of my own personal story. MTV, they refused to work with me. They wouldn't give me a job, doing garbage or coffee runs or nothing. And look at me now, kids, look at me now. I'm like the Elvis of reporting on weird facts. Finally, in the number 1 spot, Elvis was a twin. I know, one was enough to make America freak out. Imagine what 2 would do. His identical twin brother, Jesse Garon, was only born 35 minutes before Elvis. But unfortunately, well, he came out stillborn, leaving Elvis to grow up an only child. The death of his brother haunted Elvis for the rest of his life and left him to question many times why he had survived but Jesse didn't. In fact, there are a lot of conspiracies out there that Elvis is still alive today, and he's going under the name of Jesse Presley. But then there's probably just some weird guy who took that name and is like, I'm the real Elvis, and I don't know, there's just so much weird stuff going on with Elvis. If you want to hear more, well, perhaps we'll make a part 2 of this video. Let me know if you want to see that in the comments down below. My name is Michael McCrudden, thanks for checking out the most amazing top 5. We do all sorts of crazy videos on here. I've also done a before they were dead and an after they were dead video on Elvis Presley on my main channel before they were famous. Be sure to check that out for more Elvis content, and I'll see you guys in another video.